Now, British-born guitarist and contemporary jazz icon Peter White earlier this year released his 17th studio album, Light and Day. The project marks the 70-year-old's 50th year as a professional musician and, according to the artist himself, among the best music he's ever made. White is set to grace the inaugural Namib Desert International Jazz Festival, taking place on the 18th and 19th of March. Now, joining us online all the way from California is Mr. Peter White. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Very, very good this morning. It's lovely to talk to you.
A pleasure to have you on Namibia Connects.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever been having a conversation with someone from Namibia. I'm thrilled.
Pleasure is all ours. Now, what are you most looking forward to coming to perform at the Namib Desert Jazz Fest?
Oh, seeing the countryside, watching the local people, just having an adventure. That's really why I'm here, to having a great adventure.
Mm-hmm. And also share probably some of your sounds. Maybe just in short, you've mentioned that this is probably the best music you've ever made. Can you just quickly maybe just take us through that?
This is some of the music that I've known, connected with over the years. I've had some of my friends play along with me. Rick Braun, a fantastic trumpet player. Vincent Ngala, a very young saxophone player. I've been playing with for the last 10 years or so. And Ernie Watts is a legendary tenor saxophone player that I've been listening to ever since I was 19, actually. So I'm very proud of the music, and after 50 years of the music business, I think I'm just getting into my stride.
As they say that experience is probably the best art that one can achieve through any type of, love that you have. Now, what is one of the things that you hope that Namibians will take away from your performance and music?
The joy of being alive, the joy of being together and enjoying music. I think it's a wonderful thing when we can all get together and enjoy music together.
Mm. I mean, you've had quite a journey with music, from working with Stewart and, becoming a smooth jazz icon in your own right. What do you consider the most defining moment of your career?
I met Paul McCartney when I was about 25. At the Abbey Road Studios in London. I was there working with Al Stewart, and I'd followed the Beatles, of course, since I was a kid, just like everyone else in England. And just meeting him made me realize, wow, I can be part of this music business, and I can be meeting some of the people that I grew up with, listening to. It gave me a great boost. It really did. It was a lovely boost to my career.
I'm sure you've, been inspired at some point, in your journey. Maybe take us through one or two of those icons that have inspired you, also knowing that you are an inspiration to other young people and artists as well.
Actually, meeting Al Stewart was one of the greatest things for me. He taught me how to talk to an audience. He taught me how to relate to other musicians, how to be on stage. I met him when I was 20 years old, so that was a marvelous thing. And I actually came to Africa before a few times, and one time I actually met Hugh Masekela, which I never thought that would ever happen. But I was playing the Cape Town Jazz Festival, and I just finished my show, and I was just very tired, and I was sort of laying back in my seat, and he walked by and he says, "Oh, why you know, why not be happy? He thought I was being, you know, unhappy, and I said, no, I'm very happy, but I'm just tired. He says, you know, kind of let's be full of the joy of music. And I thought, well, you know, Hugh Masekela is telling me that I should be full of joy of music, and ever since then, I have been. It's a wonderful thing to be able to play music for people that love to hear music, and I get to choose the music that I want to play, and very few people can say that. I'm doing exactly what I want to do, and I should be retired, and I just turned 70, but I guess this is what retirement is for me, playing the music that I love.
You mentioned that you haven't been in the best music state than ever right now, full of energy, and of course your latest work, which is Light and Day. What keeps your fire burning for music? What keeps you creative, innovative? You know, what helps you in making new music for those that listen and love your music?
It's getting the feedback from the fans, the music lovers. I just did a cruise ship. I played on a cruise ship, the Smooth Jazz Cruise, which left from Florida, and I met a lot of people who told me that the music that I make helps them in their life, and that's what keeps me going, quite honestly. You know, that the fact that my music is touching people and it is meaningful to people, that's what keeps me going after 50 years in the music business. It's the fans.
You just spoke about, you know, what keeps you going. The album has received extremely great reviews, you know, being Light and Day. But what does this album mean to you?
Light of Day means there's always light at the end of the tunnel. I started recording this album during the COVID pandemic, and so, you know, a lot of people were very depressed, and, you know, when is this all going to be over? And I said, well, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. There's always hope. And I think that's what the album means to me. It's an expression of hope that things will get better. No matter how dark the night is, the day will always come.
Speaking about your project Light of Day, there is a vibrant track, and it's called Catalonia. What is the story behind that song?
In the 1980s, when I was touring with Al Stewart as his guitar player, I went to visit Barcelona and had a lovely day there, all on my own. I think we had a day off from the tour, and I just wandered around the city by myself, and I just absorbed all the sights and the sounds. And I think that the wonderful feeling that I had that day just became part of the song that I wrote, many, many years later, still remembering that day that I spent in Barcelona. You know, Catalonia is, of course, the northeastern part of Spain where Barcelona is located. So I always had a great memory of being there.
So what is next for Peter White?
I just keep playing music. I have much more music left to record, and many more songs that I have to play. And I just want to keep doing what I'm doing. I never thought I would ever be here. I've achieved many more musical goals than I've ever had. I've played with all the best musicians in the world, and I'm just hope to be able to keep doing what I'm doing for many years. That's all my hopes and dreams, quite honestly.
For those who have not seen you perform yet or play probably your music, what can they expect here in Namibia at the Desert Jazz Festival?
You're going to have a great time. It's going to be a fun show. It'll be audience inclusive. You're invited to join in. And some songs you know, some new songs, a lot of energy, a lot of smiling, just a lot of feeling of togetherness. Isn't it wonderful that we're all here enjoying this music all at the same time? Jonathan Butler, my good friend from South Africa, will also be there, and his music is also full of joy. So I think we can have a very joyful time together.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for making time to be with us on Namibia Connects. And we look forward to having you in Namibia at the Desert Jazz Festival. And I'm sure all Namibians have the same anticipation of your performance.